Chelsea's attack is absolutely terrifying. It's terrifying. It's ruthless. It's potent. And it can play in such a dichotomy of ways. It is, I'm telling you now, Chelsea fans watching, go to bed tonight, wake up tomorrow morning in the knowledge that City, Liverpool, Arsenal, the teams that you are challenging for the title, in the title challenge with, they took notice tonight. Things will get played down. We're going to speak up with, West Ham, they're not great right now, okay? They're not great right now. That being said, there's been loads of periods in their history where they haven't been great. And yes, 2 years ago, Arsenal put 6 past them. But you almost match their record amount of goals conceded at home. And if we're being honest, Chelsea took their foot off the gas after going 5-0 up. Chelsea, if they wanted to, could have added 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 tonight. But in all fairness, yes, goal difference is important, but I don't think there was any point in these Chelsea players risking pulled muscles, running themselves into the ground for a game that was won in the first 35 minutes or so. This Chelsea team tonight, I want to use this phrase. It was controlled chaos. The way Chelsea pass and move that ball via their front line. And Palmer is absolutely required for this Chelsea team. Let me make that abundantly clear. Cole Palmer is needed. But there was a silver lining in his injury tonight. Chelsea Football Club got to check their system. Chelsea Football Club had the opportunity to run its patterns, run its plays, and attack without their best player. Definitely without their best forward-thinking player. And they were able to do that tonight, and they've come out glowing. A stars across the bat. They've left uni with a first. Sensational. Absolutely sensational. When you break this down, first of all, I want to start with João Pedro. I've said this about 5 or 6 times before, but I think I'm going to say it again. I doubted this signing when he went to Chelsea. I said it on streams. I'm not too sure. I mean what I said. I'd never really watched him at Brighton and gone, wow, there's a player in there. Just something about the way he played for Brighton. I thought, he's okay. But I wasn't watching him and thinking, oh my God, we are looking at an absolute baller. But I listened to my community. I listened to my viewers. I listened to my subscribers. And they all said, Terry, we respect you. We love the content. But take another look. Rethink. Watch closer. Try and see João Pedro from a different perspective. And I did. And after about a week of looking, I said, okay, well, I'm going to completely open my mind to being wrong. I'm going to take back what I said. And I'll be honest with you, I'm so glad I did. I remember Tom Little, who comes on the Football Terrace, doubling down, that it was an absolute bang average signing. I remember listening to him thinking, I'm so glad it's not me that's saying this. Because tonight, yes, there was output, 2 assists and a goal. I have him in my FPL team as well, so he did me a solid tonight. But it wasn't just the goals and the assists. It's 2 different positions that he can play to a very high level. But then it's the fluidity. So Esteval was out on the right-hand side, and we'll get onto him in a moment. You had Neto on the left-hand side. Delap, I always want to say Rory because of his dad, but Liam Delap in the central area, and João Pedro was central. But João Pedro would come up on the left, he'd come up on the right. There was a fluidity in his movement. Esteval and Neto also have that about them. And it reminded me so much of arguably the best front three in Premier League history in Ronaldo, Tevez, and Rooney. And even if you don't think it's the best front three, the fluid element where they could all play centrally, they could all play on the left, they could all play on the right to a top to world class level. And it reminded me of that tonight. And João Pedro for me was the linchpin of this. It looks like he's born to play for Chelsea. It's as though that pressure of buying strikers, which hasn't gone very well on a number of occasions for Chelsea Football Club, it's like water off a duck's back. There is no pressure for him. It's simple for him. It's easy for him. He doesn't care. He isn't worried. And that for me is sobering as a rival fan. Then you have Neto, who I think didn't have a great season last year in terms of output. For a player with his ability and speed, he definitely improved his availability. More goals are needed. And that goal at the far post, yes, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is sleeping. Yes, Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't watching and isn't alert. But Neto's got to make the run. He's got to be there. If he isn't hungry, it doesn't matter that Wan-Bissaka's asleep. Nobody would have been there. I thought he was excellent tonight, and he ran for 90 minutes and gave a very, very good account of himself. And then you've got young Esteval making his Premier League debut start, and it was the last minute as well. Now, sometimes that can help you because you don't have enough time in the day to build up your nerves, overthink, and you can come in. And we all very famously saw Marcus Rashford get his debut at the 11th hour in a Europa League game and score a brace. He then started a Premier League game and scored a brace. So it can sometimes help you. But also, being that young, not getting the time to prepare, the young man could have allowed himself to become overawed away from home. He started the game, not poorly, but with a poor moment where he tries a flick, loses the ball, and Paqueta scores. But this young man just grew into the game. This young man got better and better. The speed and power that he has at 18 years of age is fantastic. The way he broke through, run through, steamrolled that West Ham defence for that cutback ball. Of course, Enzo Fernandez has become, I think in the Premier League, I can't think of a central midfielder that crushes the box as well as him. Top of my head, I can't think of one, if any at all. He's just always in that goal poacher's position. And he makes the run, and Esteval cuts it across and he puts it away. Second half, look, West Ham's heads had gone by then, but Chelsea had to remain professional. They came out in the second half and 2 goals from corners, one from Caicedo, the other from Chalobah. I mean, terrible goalkeeping, truth be told. But that pressure that Chelsea put them under, they cracked. They often say that pressure creates diamonds or it cracks pipes. West Ham's pipes got cracked, and you could take that in multiple directions as an innuendo. There's loads of things that got... There was a lot of piping going on tonight, if you get what I'm saying. Sorry to be rude. But West Ham got absolutely shafted and given a new one. There's no doubt about it. And this Chelsea team, look, they're up against a very difficult Crystal Palace team last week. And they were not at their best. And a lot of people, we spoke about this on one of my podcasts, Six-Sided, the whole, are they overrated? Have people gassed them up too early? Is the World Club Cup form going to their heads? Are they overrated? Blah, 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 blah. And many will say tonight hasn't been fully answered because West Ham look like a relegation candidate team. Yes, they do. But you still got to deliver. But equally, as much as they look like a relegation team, Chelsea look like a team that could win the league. It reminded me of the Chelsea under Jose Mourinho, the Chelsea under Conte, the Chelsea the second time round under Jose, Conte's Chelsea. I haven't seen this Chelsea in the league. We'll see if it becomes more consistent. That being said, there's a lot of games towards the end of last season where this Chelsea was around, where you just knew they were going to win. That conceding that early goal, yeah, it was a really good goal. They conceded a second that was offside, and they were a little soft at the beginning of the game defensively. That is being fair. But as a rival watching, who doesn't want Chelsea to win, I watched the game, I looked at the game, and I didn't really bat an eyelid. I knew what this Chelsea team were going to do. I knew this Chelsea team were going to win. I knew this Chelsea team, it's just got something about it that developed at the back end of last season and is now flourishing. A long, long way to go. More performances like this, but when you've got you've got the midfield sorted. The midfield's amazing. This front line now, Palmer's still got to be added to it, and Delap hasn't even got going yet. And that will be the one thing that rivals will pull on. Oh, Delap hasn't scored yet. Look at his sofa score rating. I don't think any Chelsea fan worth their salt shouldn't give a toss about that at this particular moment. It shouldn't matter at all because everybody else is delivering. And that's what you need. In nearly every team you can think of, Chelsea fans, think back to your brilliant teams that won league titles. There was always a player or two, a striker, a winger, a midfielder that wasn't in great form when you were consistently in good form. But other players carry them. That's what teams do. And I wouldn't even say Delap's been bad either, by the way. I'm just saying not as good as the rest yet. But you've got that to come. You've got him to still blossom and start scoring goals as well. And yeah, this Chelsea team tonight were amazing. Deserved this win in every single which way. And yeah, it was, as you can see, an absolute battering. But I want to see your views in the comments section below. I want to know what you think, what you feel. Get those like buttons hit right now for us, people. Get that done.